Hello, this is 2-4, finding volume of 3D shapes. Alright, so first of all, again we're going to look at the formulas that we're going to use today. So of a cube, it will be L cubed. Of a rectangular prism, it will be base times height times width. For let's see. For a cylinder, it will be pi r squared times h. Of a cone, it will be 1/3 times pi r squared times h. Of a sphere, it will be 4/3 pi r cubed. I recommend you write these down so you can use these on the homework and on the test. Alright, great. We're going to start with some examples. First of a cube. So again, a cube, all sides are equal length. So say that L, in this case, equals 2. What's the volume? Well, we know the formula is L cubed, which means L times L times L 3 times. So the 3 comes from. In this case, L is 2, so 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So it's 8 units cubed. Make sure it's cubed. This is volume. Okay, this is volume, which is different from surface area, which is units squared. We're talking about volume here, so it's units cubed. Alright, so now let you do a problem. Say we had a cube, given this is a cube. This might not look like a cube, but it is a cube. And one side is 4. I want you to tell me what the volume is. If you don't know, you may want to use a calculator. You pause the video and do the question yourself. I assume that you've done the question. It is 4 times 4 times 4 because it's L cubed, right? 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 64 units cubed. Great. Alright, now let's move on to rectangular prisms. Space times height times width. Say that the base is 4, the height is 2, and the width is also 2. I'm going to find the volume for me. Pause the video and try by yourself. Again, that's base times height times width. I assume you've done the question as well. The base is 4 times the height, which is 2, times the width, which is 2. And that equals 16 units cubed. Alright, great. Now let's move on to cylinders. This might not be as self-explanatory as the cube and the rectangular prism. We're trying to find out how much space is inside. So how do you think we should find that out? Well, obviously, the amount of space is equal to the area of whatever this is all the way down, right? There's 1 here, 2 there, 3, 4. So if this was 1, and that's 1, whatever the area of a circle was, here would be 2 times whatever the circle was, 3, and so on. So that's where we get the equation, the formula, pi times the radius squared times the height. pi r squared is the area of a circle times the height, which is the height of the cylinder. All right, so I want you to, by yourself, try this equation. Try this problem. Diameter is equal to 8, and the height is 2. This is not to scale. Pause the video and try this question on by yourself. Okay, so assuming that you've tried this question, let's do it together. Pi times r in this case is actually 4, because this is the diameter. So 4 equals r, times r, which is 4, and then you square it, times the height, which is 2. Pi times 16 times 2, 32 times pi. So the volume is 32 pi units cubed. Alright, we won't waste time. We're going to do another shape now. Now let's look at the cone. No. Okay. So let's talk about what the formula is. It's 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times height. In other words, 1/3 of the cone, of the cylinder. Okay. So let's do this question. Say that the slant height is 5, the height is 4, and the radius is 3. I want you to tell me, what is the volume? Okay, assuming that you've tried this question out, let's do this question together. So that's 1/3 times pi times the radius, which is 3, squared times the height, which is not 5, it's 4. I put 5 in to try to trick you guys. It's also in the homework, so if you see slant height, don't use the slant height. Use the actual height. So that's 1/3 times pi times 3 squared, which is 9 times 4. And 9 times 1/3, that's 3. 3 times 4, that's 12. 12 pi. So 12 pi units cubed. Alright, last shape is the sphere. So, again, the formula to finding the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. Alright. Now, say that the radius was 2. I want you to tell me, what is the volume in terms of pi? All you need to do is plug in the radius into the formula, and whatever you get should be the volume. This may be a bit more tricky than the other ones. Okay, assuming that you've done the question as well, let's do it together. That's 4/3 times pi times the radius, which is 2 cubed. 4/3 times pi times 2 cubed, so that's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 8 times 4/3, that's 32 over 3, right? Because 8 over 1 times 4 over 3, multiply that, that's 32 over 3. You can't simplify 32 over 3, so that's 32 over 3 pi, or 32 pi over 3. Units cubed. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, make sure to ask. The homework is posted in Google Classroom and will be due Friday night. And there'll be a test tomorrow. And yeah, again, notes are always allowed. So whatever you have on your notes, all that you're going to have. You may use a calculator especially because there are some numbers that might be a bit tricky to multiply. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. And yeah,